You see, a lot of people don't realize how important sleep is. Sleep should be one of the top priorities in your life. Not necessarily sleep, but rest. And then I'm talking for people who are working towards their dream life, working towards their goals, working towards their aspirations. Because too much sleep is a sin. Too much slumber, too much folding of the hands, and poverty will come upon you like a thief in the night. That's what it says in scripture. But you have to understand there is a sweet spot to everything. Too much of anything is bad, but you are supposed to find the right amount of rest for you, because rest is very important. And that's what we're going to get into this video. If you are having any mental or physical health issues, one of the first questions you should be asking yourself is, are you getting enough sleep and nutrition? Understand, nutrition is a representation of your life's fuel, and sleep is a representation of your life's repair and healing. The Sabbath was in the Bible for a reason. Rest is holy. You have to understand, if God made rest a commandment that you should follow every single week of your life, that should show you how important it really is. The lack of sleep is connected to so many issues, whether that's depression, lack of motivation, failure of muscle growth, fat gain, mental fog, fatigue, wrinkles, poor skin health. It is connected to so many things. And when you really dive deep into research on the negative effects of bad sleep, you will realize whatever's keeping you up at night is never worth it. You can't even use the full capacity of your mind and capabilities as a human when you lack sleep. Meaning you're hindering your success by staying up stressing or staying up on your phone. Getting a few more scrolls on TikTok or all that is never that serious when you look at it in that perspective. Sit back and imagine the feeling of you the next morning, feeling fully rested and replenished. If you choose to just go to sleep, you choose to get your rest, you choose to wind down that extra hour before sleep. You got to stop being so selfish. You have to think about your future self, because that feeling of boredom or time slowing down and it feel like it's going to take forever to fall asleep, that's temporary, but you're going to feel great the next morning. Lack of sleep is a thing everybody deals with in modern society, especially in America. And the problem is that we don't even realize that we're dealing with it. We don't look at it as an issue. Lack of sleep is actually linked to quick aging. If you are older than you look, it's because you're struggling with sleep. Because sleep is it repairs the body. Sleep is the time where your body fixes itself in so many ways, not only physically, but mentally, spiritually, and physically. The best thing you could do is go to sleep on an empty stomach. When you're fasting after a certain amount of hours, after your body has eaten everything else up in your body, it starts to go into repairing mode. And that's what your body's supposed to do every 24 hours when you're sleeping. The problem is people don't get sleep, and then people go to sleep on a full stomach. And on top of going to sleep on a full stomach, the food that's in their stomach is all junk food. And so we are suffering as people right now with our sleep, and we don't even realize that's where it's coming from. One thing that can help is lights. When light's coming in, your body still thinks it's daytime. Back in the day, like really old times, when it got dark outside, it was dark. It was very dark, and your body would produce melatonin, which is a sleeping hormone. How people live their lives with the sunlight in the daytime and then TV and phones on in the nighttime, you'll realize your body never think it's nighttime. Your body never gets true rest, because you always got to be entertained by some form of light, and you never get real sleep. And in modern times, we stress ourselves out so much, we don't realize our minds and bodies are in fight or flight mode. It's hard to go to sleep with your body in that mode. Ways you help with anxiety is by getting closer to God and not stressing about small stuff. The reason you stress is because you feel like you have a lack of control over your life. And you have to understand, to a degree, naturally, you're right. There are things in your life that's going to happen that you have no control over, but the fact is you stress about them because you want control over things you can't control. People who stress is because they don't like that feeling of putting it in God's hands. Or you don't trust God with it because you're not an obedient child of His. And so you know that your life ain't going to go well if you do that. Be obedient, get close to God, and you can trust Him to put those things in your hands, because He's going to take care of you. I know in these modern times and in these last days, things can be hard and it can affect your sleep. Get some sleep. Even if you gotta force yourself, you sit there in the darkness, I don't care how boring it is, and you get some sleep because it's gonna help you in the long run. Hey y'all, we almost at 500 subscribers. Thank y'all for listening to me today, and I'll see you on the next video.